Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with another War Commander video. This one is on the Sector Breach event. This is two different ways to do the general set. At the beginning, we're going to be using Spartans, Lightbringers, and John. Most people should have those because Kixeye gave that to most people. Um, and I think if you were a lower level, they gave you that, and if you were a higher level, they gave you the John and more Spartans. I don't know why they did it like that, but they did. Anyway, the first thing I do is I fly over and I take out the two rocket silos. That's my main priority is to take out the rocket silos. And after that, for base one, you don't really have to use John's tactics, but I did, and I didn't use any missiles on base one. Also, I've gotten away with uh, coming in here without any mercenaries and forgot to drop my mercenaries, and I was okay. So base one is the easiest one, and the tactics for all of the bases are going to be the same. The order is going to be the same. I'll show you um, with the missiles. The only difference is that on base one you don't use any missiles. Base two and base three you're going to use a missile on at least the academy. The academy is the important one because the academy has ridge runners in it, and those are hard to kill, and they're going to cost you repair time. You would rather spend the thorium and metal than have the repair time, uh, in my opinion. So here is um, another little pointer here. When you use John's tactics, it takes a few minutes to recover. So during that time, come back into your base, rebuild your um, mercenaries, rebuild your missiles. If you did take any damage, you still have to wait for John's tactic to refresh. So if you did take any damage, take that opportunity to go out and maybe get some metal or get some thorium. Because you're only going to be waiting a few minutes and you can clear um, a thorium 2 and get 50 million thorium in just a few minutes. So if you do happen to take some damage, um, go out and get some thorium. And hey, guess what? If you take damage on one of your main platoons, it doesn't matter. Send it back to your base. It repairs. You're not using your main platoons for anything else. You're only using uh, your attack platoons for this event. I'm trying to remember what that is called. I think it's called the assault platoons. So yeah, if you take some damage on one of your regular platoons, it doesn't matter. Those can be repairing while you're attacking these bases. So once John's tactic repairs, we'll go ahead and get started on base two. And this is going to be the same tactic for all. I use a missile. I hit the academy first because so I remember I always hit academy first and then tech center second. That way I know what I hit and I'm not switching it up. And then I fly over and I take out the missile silos, okay? And then I fly another um, missile down onto the tech center, and then I start deploying. I start out with John, and by the way, I have John set up all by himself. Um, you don't want to put anything with John because anything with John is going to get stuck out in front of John and take more damage than is necessary. So leave John by himself, and then make sure that you have no more than 3,400 platoon space. Okay, You can take 3,400. I've got 3,400 deployed. And what you do is if you want to throw in a helicopter, that's 300, or a chopper, one of the new choppers, that's 300. You're going to have to take out 300 out of your platoon. So keep in mind, Spartans are 200, Lightbringers are 400, and John is 400. So just calculate how much you have there. Does it equal, 3,400 or less? Try to get, as much as you can in there. What I did for these upcoming videos, because I'll show you how to do it with the chopper too. And by the way, don't get too excited about this chopper. I haven't found it to be useful. One of the drawbacks of the chopper is they all deploy from the same location. So what you would have to do is, if you had a bunch of them, is deploy them and then take time to spread everything out, and then maybe it would be useful. But as it is, what you're doing is they're all deploying like right at the same location. And so having multiple choppers, I don't think is a very, very good idea. So again, while we're waiting for John's tactics, we're going to come in, we're going to rebuild the missiles, we're going to rebuild the mercs. This is the same thing over and over and over again, so it should be pretty easy. So I'm just showing you here. Yeah, my Spartans are level 20, but my John is I think he's a level, he's not maxed out. And my legendary fighter Maverick is maxed out. My legendary fighters are maxed out at level 20, and then my Lightbringers are not maxed out yet. I think they're level 17, and we're still waiting for John's tactic to refresh here. And so, even though it's free repair, you got John's tactic that you have to refresh with. Now, I'm not going to talk for this whole video, but for the other videos that I have in here for how to do it with the chopper, I just take out one Lightbringer and one Spartan to make 600 room, so I can bring two choppers in, each at 300 space, and then I'm back at 3,400 again. So calculate that. You don't want to get stuck where you can't deploy something. While we were waiting for John, I was just showing you the levels of everything. And now this is the General 3 with just the Spartans. And I'm going to say it again, this is probably the best way. I don't really like the choppers. My choppers are only level 1, but like I said, they're not very helpful because they're coming in at that one location. What I've been using them for is I deploy them and to sort of distract while I deploy John, and then I deploy the other units, and then you can sort of retreat it. Now that would be good. That would be a good use for the chopper, because it's going to sort of take a little bit of damage, and then you retreat it, and then while it's taking the damage, everybody else is deploying, so it keeps the forces, the base defenders, from attacking your units for just a second. So that would be a good use for it, and then you don't even have to make space for it if you do it that way. And but I've been leaving them in there and retreating them and bringing them back. But it's the same tactic. Take out launch the missile, take out the silos, launch another missile, deploy all of your units, set your tactics on John, and then deploy your mercs while everybody's coming in. And this works great. And as you can see, it's most of the time going to be instant repair like this. Even though it's instant repair, you're going to have a few minutes. Got to go back to your base. You got to move all your platoons. You have to fill up your missiles. You have to fill up um, your mercs. So I don't want to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. I'll show you on this first attack here that when I use the helicopters, I think it's a little bit faster when you use the choppers, but it's the same exact everything except it before I bring out John, I bring out a helicopter or a chopper, and then I deploy John. And I do like the fact that it sort of distracts everybody while you're deploying. So that is a useful tactic. I'm going to use that tactic as well on the, let's see, this is the general set. The next set I think is called the Conqueror set or something like that. So um, I'll put a video out on the Conqueror set as well. And that's all I have to say for this. Just check it out. See, I bring the two choppers in. And as I've been thinking about this, what I should do is just kept my units all the same without taking out the 600 space. Should have just left them all the same. Bring in a chopper, one chopper while I'm deploying everything, and not the same platoon that I deployed the Maverick with. So the Goose platoon, bring one chopper in from the Goose platoon because you've already taken damage on your Maverick, and then retreat it just before you get ready to deploy your last unit, which is going to be in the top right corner, and then you'll have room for that last unit to come in. So that's the scenario. That's the tactic. You just keep redoing it over and over again. And this is very fast. And essentially, you can literally play nonstop without waiting for things to be repaired if you do this. Now, for the Conqueror set, it's going to be quite a bit more difficult. I'll show you some tactics on that, but this is the easy way, and I would suggest just until you can get what you need so you can build up what you need, just do the general set over and over again. It actually ends up being quicker than doing the Conqueror set because you have to do so many more things, spend more resources, and do more repair time on the Conqueror set. So hope that was helpful. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.